Hey guys, thought I'd do a bit of a recap on the Clipsal 500 weekend via the Streaker platform. Hey, let's kick it off with Thursday. Really busy day, probably the busiest day on the VAU racing calendar. We had 3 sessions on track, then we had signing sessions, school visits, and all these other promotional things to attend to. So, really busy day. As far as practice goes, we've practiced in P6 and P3. Really good to get a read on the car, and we kind of tried some cool little setup things, which obviously worked really well. And it was a personal best for a practice leading up to a race weekend. So really happy, and it was a good start to the weekend for us there. Qualifying was a bit interesting with the new format. It's really brand versus brand, so Holden versus Ford. So for example, Reece McNally put it on pole, so he started first for Holden. I was the second fastest Holden, even though I qualified in 6th place, so I started third on the grid, right behind him. So Holden and Ford lined up, one side of the grid, and the other for the opposing brand. So really good start out of P3, highest I've started out of for race 1, so it was really good, another personal best. Friday came around, a lot more quiet today, so for the rest of the weekend we only had 1 race per day, which was good for us because we could just focus on the one thing and make sure we did it to the best of our ability. Got off to a good start, so dropped back to 4th, unfortunately, but really good. Had the pace of the guys all around us. Unfortunately, Reece McNally dropped off a little bit, and we moved up to P3 by the end of the race, and that was a personal best so far. So I never had finished 3rd in a race before. My previous personal best was 4th placings last year. So really happy about that. The car's going really strong, but it wasn't a points-paying race, just like qualifying. So bit of a shame, but oh well. Race 2, started and finished P3 again, but had the pace of the Fords and stuck right with them to the end, so really good again. Also, was another first for me. I actually went into the commentary box and was able to do a bit of commentary for the Australian GT, and I must admit it's a lot harder than it looks on TV. I've got a newfound respect for what they do. It's amazing. Sunday, well, we started 3rd. Unfortunately, I stalled it on the grid, just let the clutch out a bit too quickly. Got it fired up again, but we dropped all the way back down to 24th, which wasn't the best. We only had 4 green racing laps, unfortunately, due to an accident on the main straight, which called the race short. But in the 4 laps, we went all the way from 24th back up to 9th. Made a lot of passing manoeuvres, and I just didn't take no for an answer. So the car was awesome, and we finished 5th overall for the round, another personal best. So team did a really good job, and I hope you enjoyed listening to this, and hopefully we'll catch you around soon, guys. Cheers, enjoy.